Hello, everybody. It's Sunday, May 30th. I hope you're having a good Memorial Day weekend. And I want to welcome you to the fourth week of our online astronomy course. Before we get into anything, I just want to say that the optional observing project number 3 requires you to go out and count the number of stars in the sky, at least looking through, a little toilet paper tube. And we've had some terribly cloudy skies recently. So I am extending the due date for that. So it's not going to be due until next Monday, which is going to be June 7th, I believe. So that optional observing project is postponed for a week to give you a chance to look at the stars under a cloud-free sky. So, wow, I wish we'd had a cloud-free sky for the eclipse last Wednesday. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, but we set our alarm for 4:45 in the morning and went out, and it was pretty cloudy, but still the moon was playing hide and seek through the clouds. So I got in the car and I drove to a nearby park. And just at mid-totality, the moon peeked out from behind the clouds and I got a good view of it. And so here's what it looked like. I'll just move to the side so you can see it a little bit. Now it's early morning and the sky is getting light and you can see the moon is just barely there between a couple clouds. But still you can see that the top right edge of the moon, which is the one that's almost out of Earth's shadow, is looking white. And the rest of the moon sort of has a reddish tint to it. And that's from all of the sunrises and all of the sunsets all over Earth spilling over onto the moon. So it really looked pretty cool. And it's always hard. If you know it's going to be cloudy, you say, I really want to get up early in the morning. But yeah, we decided to get up and I'm glad we did. It was pretty cool. So that's what it looked like. But now let's talk about what's ahead for this week, because we're going to be talking about light. And light is all we have. I've said this before, light is all we have to look at, to use to try to study the stars. I mean, we can watch the stars over time as they move, but mostly we're dependent upon the light from stars to tell us information about what the stars are like. And so this module, which involves 2 chapters, is going to be both on light and the instruments that we use to collect the light, namely telescopes. So you'll be learning all about light. And here's this beautiful rainbow. I'm just sitting to the side here so you can see it. This beautiful rainbow coming down. And take a look at all the colors there, all the colors of the rainbow from red to violet. And all of those colors are in white sunlight. So that's what something Newton discovered, in fact, that white sunlight is composed of all the colors of this continuous spectrum. And you might wonder, well, is this all the colors there are? And it was shortly after Newton did his pioneering work that other scientists figured out that there were other colors that our eyes can't see, both beyond the red and beyond the violet. So beyond the red is called infrared, and beyond that, even further, you run into radio waves. And on the other end, past the violet, we get into ultraviolet, and beyond that, we get into X-rays and gamma rays. So you'll be learning all about that. And you also might be wondering, well, gosh, looking out there at the grass, you see the green grass, and why is the grass green? Well, it's because the sunlight, and here I'll move aside again, you can see the rainbow hitting the grass. And so the grass is absorbing the other colors, but it's reflecting the green light. And so we see the grass as green. And you would see the sky as blue. And that turns out to be because all the colors of the sunlight come in through our atmosphere, but the blue gets scattered around most easily. And so the sky appears blue. There are other ways light can exist. And you're probably familiar with one of them if you've just seen a simple neon sign, because neon is red. So why is neon red? What makes neon gas red? And you're going to find out how atoms can emit light and how atoms can absorb light. And in fact, I've made several videos about the continuous spectrum, meaning all the visible colors that are in white light. And also, I've made a couple of videos about how atoms can emit and absorb light. And that turns out to be a key idea in astronomy, because as we look at starlight, we can detect what elements are in those stars, what elements make up those stars. And that's something else you'll be learning about too. So this is going to be an interesting module. I hope it is. And as I said, there's a little bit in there about telescopes too. And I just want you to read about telescopes, skim through that material. And in the introduction that I've written up for this module, it just tells you what the main points of that material is. So let's move on here, and I want to take a quick look at what's in the night sky. So I'm going to pull up Stellarium here. There we go, here's Stellarium. And if you look up at Stellarium, well, gosh, there's not anything really jumping out at me. And that's because a lot of the familiar constellations, it's either too late in the year to see them or it's too early in the year to see them. But I do want to have you take a look south here. And as you look south and look up in the sky, the brightest appearing star you'll see up there on the screen right now is Spica. And there's another bright appearing star. If you look a little bit to the east, you'll see another star, Antares. And if you compare these two, you notice that Spica is sort of a bluish white. And Antares is sort of reddish. And you might wonder, why the difference in those colors? And the answer is that, well, the colors of the stars actually tell you the temperatures of the stars. That's something else you'll be learning about right now. And also, what isn't up there in the sky? Well, if I just, look to one side and look to the other side, the moon's not up there. Where's the moon? If you're making a moon calendar, you might be wondering where in the world the moon is. And in fact, on Wednesday, the 2nd of June, that's the day of the third quarter moon. The third quarter of the moon is going to be close to the sun. So I'm just going to move time forward a little bit here. So here's 11 at night. Here's midnight, 1 in the morning. And look what's coming up here. This is our Milky Way galaxy. And when we get talking about galaxies, I'll be talking a lot more about the Milky Way galaxy. But now if you get up, stay up fairly late at night, you can see the Milky Way coming up. And here is what will become a familiar constellation. This is Sagittarius. It looks like a little teapot, perhaps. Here's the teapot itself. Here's the lid. Here's the spout. And here's the handle over here on the left. And if you look just above and to the right of Sagittarius, you're looking right into the very center of our Milky Way galaxy. And that turns out to be a really interesting place, as you'll find out. Let me keep walking forward here in time. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I'm going to turn toward the east. Oh, look at that. There's the moon. So if you want to see the moon, you have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see it? No, not really. Here's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, around sunrise, 7 o'clock. And by 7 o'clock, the moon is certainly risen and the sun is risen. But here's the moon. And if you look just south and a little bit east of south, you can see the moon in the daytime sky now. So that's what's going on with stellarium. That's what you can see in the sky, just where you can find the moon. But I really hope you enjoy learning about light. This is one of the really key chapters as far as the science of astronomy. And as always, if you have any questions, please, you can send me an email. We can set up a Zoom meeting. You can ask a question in the discussions, and I'll be happy to help you out any way I can. So this coming week is the 4th week. The week after that, you have your first exam. And as a reminder, that first exam is open book. You take it at home on KaiTester. There's a link to KaiTester that is on the course homepage. And you can take the exam twice if you want to. And if you take it twice, I give you the average of your 2 attempts. So just keep that in mind as we're moving here forward. And also while you're taking the exam, it's open book. You can use your book. You can use your the homework quizzes that we've been doing. And in fact, all the material you need for the exam is really pretty much on the homework quizzes. I'll give you a hint. I also ask 1 or 2 questions about the videos, just to see if you've watched them. Really easy stuff. You know, don't take notes during the videos. If you've watched the videos at all, you'll be able to answer those questions. So enjoy this module. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. So until then, bye-bye.